On my way into the barn, I just realized I didn't update anybody last night on the way the horses raced. I'm sure you watched or followed along. All three horses actually raced very, very good. 2 winners, and just photoed out for second, Never Lose Felix. And, quite frankly, he was as good as he could be last night. I thought all 3 horses raced great. We had a great day coming in. The horses, they jogged good, the ones I went with yesterday. And then Captain Incredible School Fantastic in the Meadows. He'll be qualifying next week. And then we had the racehorses last night. I was on my way in and I got Amy the wrong drink. Got her the wrong drink. That's like getting in the operating room and finding out you have the wrong kidney. It's not going to go over well. I have to stop and fix this or I'll be shot. I'm a little bit late, but we had a couple of scratches today. Horses that just weren't feeling great. They were okay. Mild temperatures, maybe didn't eat all their breakfast. Hanger 1 had a cut on his foot that was bothering him a little bit, and I can only imagine he'll be a little ornery this morning. So I just said, you know what, we'll work on his foot today and I'll train him tomorrow. So we have some scratches today. I think I had him in the last set anyway, and then I'm off to the Meadows. So a little bit of training this morning. I'll update you guys on how that went on my way to the Meadows. But first and foremost, I got to get this drink issue fixed, or I'll be decapitated when I get to the barn. So last night, first race we had in was first horse we had in was Mountaineer Prince. Actually, was the first horse we had in. I'll tell you what, and this is exactly how I put it to everybody else. We would like to have. There's 17 horses in his division, I'm told. I would just like to have the horse function consistently and go out and race, and he could do well in Michigan, but he has somehow defied all odds and continues to be a bit of a hog whenever he wants to be. There is no need for the break last night. I watched the race. I made fun of Justin a little bit, but I watched the race. It certainly wasn't Justin's fault, and this horse is just a frustrating animal, to be honest. Let's be honest. If he was Pennsylvania bred, Ontario, any other jurisdiction with normal racing, and I feel myself making fun of Michigan. I certainly don't want to do that. They're making the best of a bad situation, and they're not unlike Quebec was years ago, or still is a little bit. They're not unlike Illinois, right? These jurisdictions that were so strong for us in horse racing that just got beat up a little bit and are trying to claw their way back into, mainstream racing. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking jabs. And certainly not. Michigan was a powerhouse when I grew up, and Illinois, for that matter. Think of the good horsemen that come out of those 2 states, and then to have both states in disrepair is it's frustrating. From an industry participant and from a fan, it is frustrating. So, but they do have people working on it. I know that, and hopefully they can make some headway over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now, we're talking about a horse racing in that jurisdiction, not the jurisdiction, and excited about Dune, less excited about Mountaineer Prince this year. And honestly, if he was in any other jurisdiction, he would have been gone by now. It's just frustrating to watch a horse just throw it away for no particular reason. And you can watch the race. There is no particular reason. He's trotting cleanly. You could go out and train him a mile in 2-3 with no hobbles on. Yet he needs hobbles on. He needs coddled. He needs babied. It's a frustrating cycle with him, and one that we're just going to have to deal with until we don't deal with it anymore. I mean, he's closing in. He's gonna force my hand where maybe we will just move him. So we'll see. Disappointed, as you can tell, with the break last night, and then Admiral Dio went out and actually raced very, very good. Held on to win and showed a little bit of grit and determination to do it. I believe he can do in the class above that. I don't think he has to move out of there for another start yet. Never Lose Felix, that's Felix. It's when I look at him, I think he should be better, but he consistently isn't. And it's not like he's consistently bad. That just is consistently what he is. And in fact, looking at his lines last night, that's as good a mile as he's been. So I can't really get upset. It's one thing to want the horse to be better, but reality has to play a role also. And if he isn't, he just isn't. And Never Lose Felix went out and, you know, knowing what I know about the horse, looking at his past performances, I would say that's as good as you're going to get right now. So it wasn't a horrible mile. Just photoed out for second, whacked out all the work, did all the work. And that horse of Tyler's and his dad's that won the race looks like a, you know, for that caliber horse, a pretty legit horse. He drove him in the most confident way, just got away wherever, came first over, buried me, drove away, and just sat there the whole way down the lane. So looks like that's the horse to beat in the final, and we'll try and figure it a way. But all things being equal, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. But he did race pretty good. And then Blue Ventura raced very good again last night. You know, somebody said, oh, almost a stake horse. Nah, not quite. That's a non-winner's a 2 claimer. And listen, I think the horse will pace. If he paced 55 last night, and it was a nice night, the track was decent at Northfield. But if he paced 55 last night, I could see him pacing 53 at the Meadows for sure. You know, unfortunately, the Stallion Series is going to go 51, right? That's what they did all last year. You know, I would remind everybody that Arson won the Stallion Series twice last year, 15-1 and like 51 in Poconos. So I wouldn't go as far as to say he's a stake horse, but a pretty useful overnight horse right now also, and a horse that's racing good right now. So I don't think it's fair to him or me, quite frankly, for me to do any more than just give you a realistic assessment of what he is, and he isn't right now. He's a nice horse that's doing very good work in the overnights. We'll see what comes of him further down the road. Now today, we got a lot of good things going on today. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 horses racing today. Favorite, long shot, my like 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, favorite. We got a pretty good day ahead of us, I believe. Excited to race Arrowhead Hanover, hoping that we get our girl Grand Slam Dio somewhat back on track. It's hard to ask for too much from post 8, but here's hoping that she can put some sort of a decent mile together. Yo Mister, would you want to grab that? Yeah. Yo Mister, ordered? Yeah, it's ordered. It should be right in the counter. Yo Mister looks like he's in a good place, and you know, coming off a couple of trips where he likes to be on the front and didn't. I suspect, I would guess, you got Brett from post 2. I think he just pushes through and keeps rolling. We'll see. It's hard, you know, when you leave out and a couple are leaving from the outside, you have 2 options. Either continue to push and either park them or sit them in behind you, or let them go and remove. I think either one would do fine, would suit Yo Mister well. And if he's as good as he was 5-6 starts ago, he had flashes over the last little while, but when you got to race them over their head or from the outside, it's very, very difficult. And I think Yo Mister probably will do well today. Mounts for All, Memory and Imagination, both in the class they should be in. There are no cakewalks. Like, listen, this is the class for both of them, and I think they're both 5-1. They're both 5-1. Post 6 for Memory and Imagination. Post 3 for Mounts for All. So both in decent spots. Melisandre, I think, is coming in very, very good. She trained great the other day. Much better since Dr. Latessa had to look at her and did some work to her. So I think she's coming in very good. Her and Arrowhead Hanover so far look like really they all have decent shots. And Gymboree, again, is coming in great. She will be much better down the road. Her coat is still, you know, she's still losing her winter hair. She's a couple of weeks behind, I think, physically where I'd like to see her, but she's coming on and looking better. And then Vehement has been doing good things. He's 8-5 morning line. So we got a great lineup today. 8 horses. I would say, if I'm going to, again, be honest, I would find a hard way to find a path for Grand Slam Dio to the winner's circle. I'd just like to see her show some life and some interest today. And I don't mean to say that she's racing bad, because she's not, but she's certainly not racing anywhere where you want her to race. And then, of course, I really believe every single other horse, all 7 today, have pretty good shots. So, with that, what's going on here now? Did I order it in the wrong place? This would be bad. Anyway, you guys have a good day. I'm going to sort out my drink issue.